if the Nets want, I would assume, more than what the Rudy Gobert trade yielded, that really changed the market, I think, for Kevin Durant. If they rightly want more than that yielded, I don't know if there's a deal out there. So can you perhaps sell Kevin Durant like, hey, look, we just got this guy. We got TJ Warren for you. We brought back Patty Mills. We're bringing in these guys. Why don't you just stay? Right? We got Royce O'Neal. We can contend for a championship, and that might mean still trading Kyrie. It might not. If Kyrie still wants out, maybe then you look to flip him, not necessarily for picks, but to try to find players. And you can tell KD, look, you've got 4 years under contract. We have a team that's ready to win a championship now, so we're going to hold you to it. That could be the way that we head into this NBA season, despite all the rumors that are flying.
Yeah, completely agree. And there's some reporting from Woj today that there's maybe going to be a face-to-face meeting between Sean Marks and Kevin Durant where they actually maybe try to talk things out and work stuff out for him to come back. So we'll see. This one I think is kind of far from over. And I thought it would have moved quickly, but then the Gobert trade, as you referenced, happened. And I think that just threw everything for a loop because then it became, all right, we need, minimum to match that, if not get way more. Because I like Rudy Gobert, I think, more than a lot of people do sometimes. But this is Kevin Durant, right? So like we got to be reasonable here with what kind of return is. But on the flip side, there's only so many picks that can be traded, for teams. Now the Phoenix Suns, I noted yesterday, they're sitting on all of their own picks, all of their own firsts, all of their own seconds, so they could make that kind of Godfather offer of, all right, here's all the picks possible with swaps in between and everything else, and off we go. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect with this one. And then Kyrie, I mean, another day. Let's see. I don't know where this one's going to go either. So, more waiting on the part of waiting on the Nets players.
Yeah, the Nets are just slow playing the whole thing right now. We've heard on the Kyrie situation, there's no traction right now between the Nets and the Lakers, but obviously that can change. And now there's some question about what is it exactly the Nets want. For a while there, it sounded as though the Nets were okay with taking back Russell Westbrook. There's been a little bit of pushback against that maybe you have to loop in a third team. Do they even are they interested in picks at all? Do they want just players coming back? I think there's a lot still up in the air at this point.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think if you're leaning into a little bit more of a rebuild reset, then you're okay with taking Russell Westbrook back. Because at that point, you're trading for Russell Westbrook, the contract, not Russell Westbrook, the player. If you're, let's say, keeping Kevin Durant, well, then you're going to try to contend and really move things in a different direction. And at that point, Westbrook and Simmons together doesn't work. That becomes way too messy to make work. So, I think a lot of it has to be decided what's going to happen with KD. Then they can really figure out a trade package for Kyrie. You could go the other way with it and just say, hey, we're doing it independent and going to move on. But who knows at this point? I mean, it seems very, very up in the air and messy.
We'll see where ultimately that goes. Woj mentioned that, maybe Rob Pelinka and Sean Marks will get together at Summer League, which that tends to happen at Summer League. People get together and have conversations and stuff. So never know what can come of that.